Okay, in this last example, oh, that was me clapping. In this last example, I want to take this line segment RS. Okay, so I've given you this line segment RS right here. This is a line segment RS. Okay, and it's on the coordinate plane. Oh, and you can't see the number 1. How about that? Okay. And the segment is 1, -3 and 2, -6. So that's 2 points on the coordinate plane. And I want to reflect about the y-axis and rotate 90. Now we've looked at one called a glide reflection. There's no special name for this one. Alright, so we're actually just we're gonna do it. Now you could do the picture if you want. I'm not going to do the picture. I'm going to show you a different way to do this without graphing, but the graphing thing might work okay for you. So let's check it out. I'm going to use coordinate rules to do this. And it's important the order here. I'm going to start with the reflection and then do the rotation second. Okay, so reflect, then rotate. So the first thing I'm going to do is find my coordinate rule for a reflection. Okay, and the coordinate rule for reflection, if you look it up, is -x, y over the y-axis. So all I have to do then is make all the x values negative. That will reflect about the y-axis. Now, the next thing. Okay, so this is number 1. That's my first kind of thing that I've got going on there. Okay, is number 1. The next thing I'm going to do is number 2, which is my rotation. So I look at my coordinate rules for rotation. That's going to be -y, x. That's my coordinate rules for rotation. Alright, and I think you'll see that this kind of all shakes out very nicely when we actually do it. Let's pick a color we haven't done in a little bit here. Let's go with maybe a green. Sure, how about green? That'd be good. Okay, and here's how all I'm going to do is I'm going to take point R. Oh, you guys aren't going to be able to see that very well. I'm going to take point R, which is at 1, -3. I'm going to do the 2 transformations on them. Okay, so I'm not sure why my 1s keep not showing up here, but 1, -3, and then I'm going to do the 2 transformations. First thing I'm going to do is make the x's negative. Okay, so for r prime, I'm going to have a -1, and y stays the same. For r double prime, I need to switch the points and change the sign on the y value. So my r double prime is going to be a +3, and a -1. That's going to be my final point. So I do one translation, or I'm sorry, do first the reflection, and then I go from there into the rotation, and that's kind of my process. Okay, let's do S now. S is at 2, -6. I'm going to do S prime is going to be -2, -6, right? I'm just following my coordinate rule up here. And then S double prime is going to be at, okay, now I've got to change this, I got to flip X and Y and change the sign on Y. So this is going to be a +6, -2, okay? And that's S double prime. And that's it. And these are my last coordinates for my whatever it is here, my line segment. My final line segment is just going to be 3, -1, 6, -2. We could have done it using graphing. I think it's a little more efficient to use it like this instead. And that'll just about cover it for this section. Sorry, I know the video was a little bit long, but it's okay, because here is a picture of an albatross. Have a nice day, and remember to come to school ready to learn tomorrow.